Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads the Must Converse is the channel. Happy Friday, everybody. Friday reads, happy Friday, all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, it's been an amazing, wild week for me. There is one kind of special thing that I do and would like to let be known right off the bat. Hey, Agent Cave, K Agent Kawavi. Just started reading Cactus Boots. Very cool. What a freaking book. Oh, oh my God. You are in for one of the funnest, most amazing rides um ever. It's an amazing book. Okay. I'm going to tell you for sure right now. You're gonna love it. I can't wait for you to experience it and join. Hey, Christina. Happy Friday. Very cool. Jim reads too slow. Hey, Jim, what's up, buddy? I'm gonna be talking some Flannery tonight, and I'm gonna talk some Violent Buried Away tonight for sure, because I've read the whole thing, and you're not part of our, the group. We aren't talking about it too much, but if you want to jump on and talk some Violent Buried Away, I am all about that. So, let me know and I'll post the link for you and it'll be cool. Hey, Fit to be read. Happy Friday for sure. Ineffable. Happy Friday. That's what I'm talking about, Tyler. TGIF. Man, I used to watch all the time back in the day. What's going on, Tom? Don't worry. I haven't forgotten the Fab Four book tag. What a great tag, Tom. Thank you for making it. And I've been kicking around ideas. That's what it is. But look, what's up, Jessica? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by. Happy Friday, for sure. It's been an amazing week. There's so much to kind of get to, but I do want to say hey to everybody. Hey, Alexa, what's going on, brother? Alexa is, oh man, you're just a wonderful friend, brother. I'm so happy to know you. Conrad, halfway through Violent. Yes. Okay. I won't spoil too much tonight. I'm not gonna spoil stuff, but I'll keep in mind that you're halfway through the Violent Buried Away. Man, this is my second read of the Violent Buried Away, and I love it. I freaking love it. I'm sorry if I haven't been looking right at the camera. I have a little bit of a different setup. I've been testing, um, just to have lighting cool and stuff like that. But I love The River. What an amazing short story. Christy Louise Dostoevsky in Space in the House. Happy Friday for sure. So, okay, we're already into it. Just like that, when it comes down to it, I, haven't made any content all week, and I'm sorry about that. There are things that I've thought about, things that I've thought about. I could make a video, every day for like 2 weeks right now if I had the time to um really get ready and do it. But I have the ideas. It's just that a whole lot of reading been going on. Okay. I'm sure BookTube can relate that I haven't been creating content this week because a whole lot of freaking reading been going on, baby. What's up, Moto Hero? Moto Hero is CS Miller Books on Instagram and has so many cool books. Follow CS Miller Books on Instagram. Put the @ in the chat, brother, so they can follow you because an amazing bookseller that is just a cool guy. And thank you very much. So, first thing before we get into like really busting some Flannery O'Connor out is this chat. This chat, y'all are great. So, I am reading Pedro Paramo. This is a reread as well. So I started out 2022 with two rereads, The Violent Buried Away and Pedro Paramo, baby. This book is freaking beautiful. I love this book. Spoopy! What's up, Body, Mind, and Novels? First time I've seen you on the channel. So happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. Yeah. Man, I'd love to get your recommendation. Recommend me some books. Lazy ass, don't play, Jeremy. Reading ain't lazy. I like to break a mental sweat as well. So I'm reading Pedro Paramo. What a freaking very creepy, dark, surreal, David Lynch kind of Day of the Dead story. And I mean, it's a ghost story. It's a horror in a way of atmospheric horror. It's wonderful. I love this book. I read it for the first time last year uh, with Yasmin at To the Lit House. I didn't create a dedicated video for this book, but Yasmin and I talked about it on a Friday live. So there is a live back in, early in doing the lives, or, first quarter, where you will find some talk about Pedro Paramo. But I'm rereading it. It's awesome. It's just as great on a reread. So when it comes down to it, if you haven't experienced it, give it a shot. It's only like, it's novella style, 120, 130 pages, and you will enjoy your time. And then Una and I will be, creating some kind of content about it, whether we do our own dedicated videos or whether we do a discussion or all of it. Okay. It's totally cool. Hey, Trish, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. I mean, if I'm spending time reading, I was like, man, I haven't made a video all week. And I'm like, but I've read so much good stuff that I'm not worried about it. you know? That's right. That's right, Moto Hero. I broke 2000. I broke 2000. Yeah, I made the 2001 Space Odyssey post on Instagram. If y'all don't follow me on Instagram, I drop some fun little reels and stuff like that on Instagram. I try to make it fun. Oh my God. This is David Lynch. You can see David Lynch got influenced by this book, I would bet. Or I don't know. Spooby! I'm going over to Spooby Hunter's house tomorrow. Spooby Hunter is my real life brother, Jeremy. You're a badass. And we are going to do something awesome. So before I keep talking about books, this is a perfect segue. My parents gifted me a car for Christmas. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? Hey, Lady Jane Books, happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. My parents gifted me a car for Christmas. So if you follow me and you know what I'm about, I had driven a 1987 Dodge D100 pickup truck that I loved. But it was a pain in the ass, right? I mean, it's an 87 Dodge D100 pickup truck that I had the Haynes manual on, and I was always keeping an eye on stuff and things like that. And so my parents bought me a Jeep WJ, which is the Grand Cherokee 4.7 V8. And so it's perfect for the family. It's big. It's it's an SUV. and it's a tank. What Emily drives is a Dodge Grand Caravan, and I love the Dodge Grand Caravan. And they're tanks. The cars we have are tanks. So my mom bought me another tank. And I'm loving it. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm going over to um, Spooby Hunter. That's my brother Jeremy, his house tomorrow, and we're going to put a system in the Jeep, and then I'll probably do a little vlog action. I might kind of come out as a Jeep guy. I've been a Dodge guy my whole life. My first car was a Dodge Daytona, and it was amazing. So I've been a Dodge guy like my whole life, and now I got a Jeep. Let's see how it goes. But I'm really, really happy with it. What a fun little ride that I can have a lot of fun with it. Hey, Greg, happy Friday, brother. For sure. Thanks for coming by, Greg. Awesome to see you. Yeah, let's do some Blake Crouch. I love Blake Crouch. I really do. Recursion and Dark Matter were both really great. And I have some early Blake Crouch to read. A book called Abandon, and then did he do the Pines, the Wayward Pines series? Because if so, then I have part of that. That's right, part of the 2000 Club, baby. I love it. I can't wait, Tyler. I'm not supposed to get snow tomorrow. I might get snow on Sunday. That's when I'm looking to get it. So it doesn't happen much around these parts either. So it'll be our first snow of the season if it comes through. Hey, Nancy, what is Jason on right now? Because I watched Jason Harrigan's video earlier today. It's great. Jason is a delight. I love Jason Harrigan. Thank you for coming back, brother. I know that Jason watches my videos, but yeah, a car. Am I right? Spoiled. I told my mom, I said, you making too much money now. You making too much money. It didn't have a bow on the top. It didn't have a bow on the top. Jeremy. Sorry, I haven't looked through comments. I know, Jack. I didn't tell you either. I didn't tell anybody, even though me and Jack talk quite a bit just ourselves. I didn't tell Jack. I did tell C.S. Miller Books, but I didn't tell him that it was a gift. I said, yo, man, I got a Jeep. Clown Prince, yeah. Court Jester of BookTube over here in Atlanta, Georgia, baby. That's right. That's right. Look, am I getting for real? Am I getting old again? Am I getting bots? A shoebox? Is that how a Jeep is? Like a Wrangler, The WJ is like a full-size SUV. So it's like the only full-size SUV that I owned before was a Rainier, Buick Rainier, like the Chevy Trailblazer, right? And it was cool. I mean, it lasted very long, and it was so beefy, it was great. But this Grand Cherokee is like a fun little ride. Even though it's a full-size SUV. So I can't wait to mess up with it. Hey, Danny, did I miss Spinelli Speaks? Yes, Danny in the house. How you doing, girl? Happy Friday, for sure. Jeep guy in the family. I know, right? Because we're always going to be fixing it. Oh, Conrad, do you want to read? I got the 60 stories. I got our Bartholomew's 60 stories. And if that um is in the cards, then maybe I'll read some stories along with you. Nice, Alexa. Very cool, Alexa. Yeah, I think Sunday for us on the East Coast. Hey, Michael. Hey, Michael Imatch. Nice to see you. Awesome to see you. You know, I really do love my core supporters. That's right, Tom. I'm loving to see it. And man, Tom, you put out the best stuff. I can't wait to do your tag. I've been thinking about it a lot. I love the Beatles. For sure love the Beatles. Jeremy! Jeep is cool. Yeah, screw Ford. Man, I had a Ford Focus before, and it was nothing but problems the whole time that I owned it. It was really bad. Did I tell you that it was a gift? Oh, okay. Maybe I did tell you. Well, then you were the first to know outside of my family circle, you know? Booktube in Atlanta, Georgia, Margaret. Nice to see you. And Margaret does some really cool stuff. Jesus, Mark Richardson bot is here. We're screwed. Now we're totally screwed. Okay. So, I finished The Violent Buried Away. I'm still rereading parts because this was a second read, and I really am doing something even big. Oh my God, the Buick Rainier, Jack, and it is rare. It is rare, but dude, I had a great time with that truck. Let me tell you. I love this book. I love The Violent Buried Away. And I'm having a wonderful time kind of like exploring it deeper. So what I want to do to, Jim reads too slow and Tiffany over at Beautiful Minutia, and of course the hosts. Um Anybody reading along with Violent Buried Away in the month, and there's still time because you know, I read this in 5 days. It's short. And you can read it in a week for sure. It's 240 pages. And so there's still time to read it before the end of the month if you're a content creator and you want to get on with me, because I would love to put together some kind of discussion about The Violent Buried Away. I've already read it twice, and I'm digging really deeper into it this time. So let's do it. All right. Yeah. Margaret, tell me how to do it and I'll own you with a wrench. I said, man, maybe I need some moderators now because I'm getting hit with some bots, right? I don't even know. I don't even know what to do. Conrob. Okay, cool. Um, well, I have the 60 stories sitting on my shelf, so I'd definitely be down to go through some with you. For sure. Oh man, they're everywhere. See? See? Once I hit the 30 person at a time mark, what is happening? So I heard that Stephen Moore and Doc Sportello, what's up? Yeah, right. Man, I love Flannery O'Connor and Carson McCullers. I need to read more by. She's one of those authors that's only known for one work, and then everything else falls by the wayside. And that's how it's been with me. Shirley Jackson, another, you know, short story master. I love it. Um, and Flannery O'Connor, I picked up this Harold Bloom's critical work on O'Connor. It's short, it's essay style, but it is a critical work of a critical view of Flannery O'Connor. And it goes through a lot of Flannery O'Connor's kind of thematic, but also Okay, let me just give you a little bit here. Flannery O'Connor and the Grotesque by Irving Malin, right? So, uh, O'Connor's clarity of vision, O'Connor's range of vision, episodic tales of sin, asceticism, and the imaginative vision of O'Connor, right? Explorations of O'Connor like this. But then it goes through Good Country People, plot, characters, and critical views. Good Country People, Everything That Rises Must Converge, and Revelation, which is her last work, which I believe is a reworking of a previous short story. And um, uh, she was a symbolic master, a symbolic master. So, exploring her symbology and stuff like that, I'm all about it. You know, Mark, I've never owned a Ford truck. So I think I might think about Ford differently if I did own a Ford truck. My dad owns a Ford F-250 and he loves it. I mean, he loves it. And it's beefy. It looks good and I like it. I like it a lot. But you know, I was born away. Yeah, I saw a literary criticism that took on Flannery O'Connor and other writers of that were kind of shunned, and it was called "The Critics," and the critics bear it away. I thought that was funny, dude. I'm gonna get all the way, dude. Jack, you ain't ready, okay? Ford has its moments, the truck and the SUV, right? And see, I just mess it up. So, yeah, man. You know, as far as a Ford, like I said, the only thing I've ever owned is the F-150. So it doesn't, matter to me. um unless I get a Ford truck at some point, right? And then we'll see what's up. All right, so I pulled up something different and I don't mean to. Okay, there we go. Jack is too funny, I tell you. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, on StreamYard, all I can do is put a user in timeout and block the user. I don't see a thing in that three dots that makes me able to make you a moderator. I hear Bartholomew is really, really funny, so I'm down for it. Yeah, first week in January, that's when I did it too. Um, Greg, if you want to get on and talk about it, I'm definitely down. I'm gonna put together a little discussion, I think, at the end of January. And I want to get on with 3 or 4 booktubers maybe and talk about just this book, The Violent Bear It Away. Because I love it. And I'm really deep in it. So passages. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you should read some passages. I love it. Oh, Flannery O'Connor is amazing. Just amazing. Yeah. I'm not a big Bloom guy. The Enduring Chill. I can't say that I know it by name, which means I might not have read it yet. There is short stories of Flannery O'Connor that I haven't read. I haven't gone at her short stories complete just to read them all because I want to have some Flannery O'Connor to read that I haven't read yet. And it's so sad to me to think that I don't have any more of her to read. So because I love her so much. So I'm just, kind of holding off on some short stories. I don't think I've read it. Oh my God. Oh my God, Mark. You're killing me. Oh, I love it. Okay. I know, right? No, I'm not a Raber fan either, but I'm not I mean, I'm not a Marion Tarwater fan either. It's I love how intense this book is. It's so intense. It's such a high pitch all the time. Oh, Jason. Jason. Oh, Alexa just finished Infinite Jest not long ago, and it's awesome to talk with you about it, brother. What a book. And I can't wait for you to get to the end, Jason. It really is worth it. It's so good. Um, David Foster Wallace was really good at endings. For sure. What's up, Plagued by Visions? Hey Juan. So I'm talking about putting together a talk at the end of the month about the Violent Buried Away. So if you want in on that, I'll host a live discussion on my channel. Hey, later, Jeremy. I love it. Hey, baby. Emily Clemens in the house. That's what I'm talking about. I've well, I just have her complete short stories. I have the American edition and the United States edition of her complete short stories. So I don't have them in individual collections anyways, right? Emily, he's calling you. That's my brother and my wife. Jeremy and oh, you already saw it. There you go. There you go. All right. Nice. A Good Man is Hard to Find is an amazing, amazing short story. Amazing. I love Everything That Rises Must Converge. That's one of my favorites. That's why I named my channel after it. But also, I love The Temple of the Holy Ghost, and I love The River. What a great story. There's so many that I really do love. You know, she's great. You don't have to, Moto Hero. Just flow through it. Okay? Go with the flow. Nice. Mark, your table there looked amazing. A good man is hard to find. Sad to say, Tom. A good man is hard to find nowadays. Yeah, I'm definitely down to discuss Flannery O'Connor with you, Juan. You're smart as hell. So we'll definitely get to it. A Displaced Person is a great short story. Mm, beautiful. That's great. And see, I mean, now see how I answered that because Displaced Person I had read. I think I've never read that one that was suggested. So I'm gonna go back after the live here and I'll read it. It won't be the last, so I'll read it. If it's your favorite, then I'll definitely read it. Yes. All right. Yes. Everything That Rises Must Converge as a short story is so beautiful and amazing. And you can read it in 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Very cool. Um, Maybe with Flannery, I would consider starting with her first novel, Wise Blood. Do Wise Blood. And then go with her short story collection, A Good Man Is Hard to Find. Those two were published. That's her publishing order. Read Wise Blood, the novel, and then A Good Man Is Hard to Find, short story collection. And then read The Violent Buried Away. What an amazing book. It's like I say, it is a sledgehammer of a book. And it will It really will just charge you up. You're so on edge the whole time that you're reading it, right? What a book. So you've already seen what I have out here too, which is Borges. Um, I love Broom of the System. Oh my God, Tom, what a great read that was. And yeah, I would recommend starting with Broom of the System. Anybody that wants to get into David Foster Wallace, start with his first book. It's amazing. Yes, you're right. You're right. And Jack, you know what's up. The film adaptation of Wise Blood is so good, but I would never suggest going with the film first. How dare you, sir? Blasphemy. But it is great. So I mean, I'll just say, you can't go wrong with the film of Wise Blood. It's almost scene by scene. And then you really do need to read the book because there's one thing that I love about the book that has changed, and it's just one little critical element that I'm critical of, maybe too critical of, whatever. But you know, so I would say read the book. But then William Blake's Jerusalem, I mean, read it. You should get okay. With Flannery O'Connor, if I want to tell you exactly where to start with Flannery O'Connor, like Jack is saying there, you get Flannery O'Connor's library, Resources of Being, right? This book, this is just a catalog, a survey of her whole library that she had, and read all this stuff. There is a lot of overlap between what I own and what she had for sure. But she is she's she was widely read and it was really, really cool. Consider the Lobster's a great starting point. That's some of the earliest stuff that I came in contact with. Sorry. Yeah, Alexa. Nice. Very cool. Broom of the System is a good place to start with David Foster Wallace for sure. And it has all the best parts of David Foster Wallace without the you know overblown um just tiring intellectual uh grinding, you know. But it is some of that intellectual grinding is beautiful. It really is. And I feel like that. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, man. I have a buddy, my one of my best friends. His name is Ryan in real life. Ryan, he was a friend of mine since high school, and I hang out with him quite a bit. He's a writer as well, and he writes really, really well. I love his stuff, and we'll be putting some stuff out soon. Him and I have kind of encouraged each other, and it's a project that is a long game, and we just enjoy the creativity and doing this kind of thing. For sure. But Ryan is reading Robert Jordan's series right now as well, and just says the best stuff about it. Says the best stuff about Robert Jordan and his writing. So I can't wait. And Brandon Sanderson too. I mean, he likes the whole series and what has been done. For sure. No. No, it does not, sir. Oh no. Oh, stop, Jack. I love Flannery O'Connor's library. I love libraries of these authors. Yeah, give me Philip K. Dick's library. Please, God, give me Philip K. Dick's library. Okay? Okay. 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 And I keep going through the chat now. You guys are great. This is so fun tonight. Okay. So I haven't read any Joe Abercrombie. Very cool, Danny. See, Danny's on the level too, for sure. Oh, no. Right. Yeah, great. I can't wait to read Wittgenstein's Mistress and Blood Maroon. What a powerful work. I can't wait to hear your Under the Volcano content, Jack. What are you holding us up? What are you holding up for? Speaking of short, powerful works, right? So, also, if speaking of short, powerful works, I have started reading the next chronologically uh, collection in Jorge Luis Borges collected fictions, which is Brody's Report. I'm on the fourth story of Brody's Report. And Brody's Report came out in 1970. Yeah, 1970. And it's very cool. The first three stories I'm seeing are very reflective of his own earlier work. There's almost like a self-critique in in here of his earlier stories that he wrote. So I can't wait to get through it all. But do you know what this means? Can anybody guess what this means that I'm reading Borges? Does it mean a return of Sundays with Borges? Yes. Maybe not Sundays. Maybe we'll change the day, but it's going to be a return of the Borges series, right? And what else? Anybody? I can tell you that I'm reading this with Yasmin at To the Lit House. And I love her channel, even though she hasn't contributed to it in a while. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Maybe that will encourage her to create more content because she's a smart cookie and we have so much fun. She is Argentinian, so she brings so much to the table with reading Borges. And I love experimental fiction and this kind of thing that Borges does. And with Brody's Report, he really turns it on his head. In the introduction to Brody's Report, Borges himself writes and says that he's looking to write straightforward stories. He's giving up the gimmicks, he's giving up all tricks. He doesn't want anything but straightforward, good storytelling, narrative. Let's do it, right? And it's very, very fun to see how Borges handles that in light of him being this experimental writer his whole life up to this point, right? And trying something new. And it's very cool because Borges is so well read that, especially in Brody's Report, I'm seeing that there's so much name dropping of literature, and it is an exploration through literature and storytelling itself to read a 6-page or 7-page story from Borges. So Brody's Report is on. To the Lit House is reading it with me, and we'll see if some content um, comes from that, right? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Mark. What do you know? What? Just, I mean, have a few drinks between before reading Borges. Just for the courage. I love to see friends hanging out. You guys are so cool. Alexa is super cool. So I have been covered up, like completely covered up, other than reading Pedro Paramo and reading The Violent Buried Away, which was, the first week of. So this last week, I've been reading Pedro Paramo and and reading Borges, right? It's been amazing. But other than that, like that's a little bit, right? So you might say, yeah, well, maybe he's busy and he hadn't had time to read. I mean, I've been busy and I do what I do, but I try to find time to read when I can. And I don't watch, TV and stuff like this, right? So I'm working through the Zohar Volume 1. I'm halfway through the month and I'm about a quarter of the way through Volume 1. So hopefully it will pick up, just like getting more acclimated to the language and how this is written, because it is a very scholarly work. There is a lot of footnotes and a lot of stopping to read footnotes. I think I need to find a more effective way to read a page or read a section of story, maybe, and then go down and read all the footnotes to that section, because as it turns out, as I'm moving through it, and I've read quite a bit of Zohar so far, that I don't need, 40% of the footnotes. It's almost a 50-50 whether I get value out of the footnotes that I didn't know before. So I feel like I need to read like a whole section of story, because it is story. Read a whole section of story and then go read the footnotes through those pages leading up to that, and just tackle it like that. Maybe that will make my reading experience a little bit quicker. Not that I want it to be quicker, but I do want to move through it. You know what I mean? I do want to, get on with the narrative and the exploration that it's doing. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. Not 16. I'm only committing to doing the first 9 volumes. So I'm doing, yeah, that's right. Very cool, Mark. I'm sorry to block. I put my camera on the wrong side tonight. I usually put it on, this side of the camera, but instead it's on this side, and it's kind of a weird angle compared to how I usually film. But I'm really having some fun with the Zohar. It's really drawing me in. I've already was drawn into it, and now I'm just, I keep reading and reading and reading the Zohar. There's so much beautiful, amazing ideas for content on this kind of on the Zohar, but I don't know if the wider booktube community is interested in that kind of thing. So I'm thinking about trying to approach it in more kind of broad ways, which is cool, but I'm not going to stay there. Like if I start talking about it, I'm going to talk about it a bit deeper at least. So maybe I'll do like a Kabbalah series and talk about this kind of thing. I don't really know. I'm trying to think of why or how. It's not that I read a lot simultaneously. I read The Violent Buried Away, and then when I finished The Violent Buried Away, I started Pedro Paramo. So I'm talking about a book that I've already read with The Violent Buried Away. And then the Borges is short stories. I read them in 10 to 15 minutes at a time. And I've only read 3 of them. So that's 3, sittings. 10 to 15 minutes, read one short story. So that's what I usually do. I'll have a short story, a collection that I'm kind of dipping in. especially with this Borges exploration. But then I have a fiction book that I'm reading, and now the Zohar is this long, kind of methodical read and exploration through the year. So there's no time frame for that. Yeah, I might read the Talmud. I don't know how many volumes the Talmud is, but it's big. It's like the Zohar big. 15 for sure, 15 volumes maybe in some editions, I don't know. So yeah, it's wild. I might read the Talmud because but maybe not. I mean, I'm just way more interested in like the mystical um symbolic style writing, and the Zohar is an exploration of fiction. Oh my god. I love Dianetics. I mean, I've read a lot of Scientology. Falcon. But yeah, I mean, even when I showed, if you go back to my bookshelf tour, the first things that I did when I started my YouTube channel 2 years ago was a bookshelf tour. And I showed everything that I owned when I started this channel. So you can see the kind of growth already in 2 years that my library has taken. But um in that I I showed my, all my books. And so I showed L. Ron Hubbard shelf and talked about a few of the books. And you can see backlash on that, right? So yeah, putting out Scientology content is not the way to go. Duranetics. Duratix. That's great. Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. So, I have not read The Girl with Curious Hair. That's David Foster Wallace's short story collection, first short story collection. And I haven't read Interviews with Hideous Men, brief interviews with hideous men, which is, very highly acclaimed by him. So I have David Foster Wallace to read that whatever, but I was really interested on like the personal side of David Foster Wallace, and I found this very cheap, maybe like 350, right? And this is Every Story is a Ghost Story, A Life of David Foster Wallace by D.T. Max. And this book, I mean, I've heard it's a great biography. So I got it, and I'm probably gonna read this over the next year in lieu of digging into more David Foster Wallace. But we'll see. You know, I didn't expect to read David Foster Wallace as much as I did this year, but it just happened. It happened the way that the channel was going and what I was interested in, and I just read a lot of David Foster Wallace, right? So I was like, what am I gonna do for David Foster Wallace going forward, right? Not much. I mean, I wasn't planning on it before, and I'm not really planning on it now. But I really do enjoy David Foster Wallace. So I picked that up, and I think when it comes down to it, I might get into that. Um, get into reading some of his personal life and like what the nonfiction was behind uh, David Foster Wallace's books. Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly right. And I mean, I'm really aware of the practice and like what they do, and it is what it is, and whatever. But are you going to talk about it? Yeah, I mean, people are not gonna even listen to what you're saying. Just kind of dig into it. I haven't read Battlefield Earth. I haven't read any of L. Ron Hubbard's fiction, to tell you the truth. Only his Dianetics, and then Scientology, um, fundamentals of thought, and then the 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 Scientology program kind of stuff. I haven't read it all. I mean, I didn't do like a deep exploration or anything. I don't, you know, I don't know. But I do have some pretty cool L. Ron Hubbard stuff. That's kind of rare. But, it's just this kind of thing where, I'm not I explore spiritual modalities all the time. All the time. I love doing that kind of thing. That's why I'm reading the Zohar right now. You know, it doesn't phase me personally to explore a spiritual modality that is completely different than mine. It doesn't harm me in my mind. It doesn't seem to undermine my thinking or anything like that. I love it. I actually love it. So, I have had a lot of fun exploring L. Ron Hubbard's stuff, and it's crazy for sure. So, I found a penguin black spine, and it might not look like in the best condition, but it's just one little crease down the middle, and it's not too bad. It might look a little worse than it is, but I've tested it and I've looked at it. It doesn't want to fall open to that. So it will stay in this condition in my hands. So I picked up On the Good Life. I didn't own a copy, and had read it way too long ago. Getting into Greek writings and Greek mythology. I used to love, as a kid, as a younger you just fall in love with these kind of things. Um, Greek mythology, Roman mythology, and then you get into the philosophy of the Greek uh, uh, poets and philosophers and stuff. And just, I loved reading when I read back in the day, but there's so much. And when you read it at a young age, it's crazy to think back on things that you've read. And this was maybe, I want to say 20 years ago that I read On the Good Life. And it's crazy how you think about how you thought about something when you read it, and then think, did I even read that right? On a reread, did I? It's something completely different to your experience now. That books and stories, and even going through this kind of philosophical exploration, points out even more strikingly that we're growing as individuals. And that's what this is all about, is for us to keep growing as individuals. And I love rereads are great because of that, you know? Oh, for sure. For sure, Falcon. Tyler. For sure. um this one is not, it's not deep. It doesn't want to like fall open to it or anything like that. But um I had not come across it in a used, and it was at a thrift store. So I wasn't worried about it. But I wanted a copy. That's the main thing. There's like a huge running list in my brain, right? Like most of us, I'm sure, where we are always looking for stuff, and stuff that, and like with that one, it's like I don't really remember what I thought about certain things, but I remember liking it and like, you know, being impressed by it in a way. But I don't know like what way I was impressed even, you know? So I want to revisit it. I've had fun revisiting and rereading books the first couple out of the year here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this has been super good. I'm going to cut it a little short because the girls are all up and having fun and they were, you know, talking and hanging out. And I really missed making content and doing stuff with the community this year. Oh my God, see? He's very, very late. Steve is very, very late. And I miss having Steve by. It's always so freaking funny. I tell you. But you can see, hold on, Steve. Did you see that we were talking about books tonight? I'm just playing. I only talked about David Foster Waller's biography right there for a second because you know I got it because I wanted to maybe know a little more about him personally. But here's the spread. I was just about to end it, but I do like to see everybody coming by. Yeah, exactly right, Mark. But I do like to see Steve. I haven't seen Steve in a while at the live, so it's just been so fun. Yeah, it's so stupid. I would go crazy with it too, Tyler. If a book happens like that in my house, it goes to the Goodwill box, you know? Right then. Right then. Oh, Steve come and so do the bots. Steve comes and the bots are back. Coincidence? I think not. Y'all are funny. Y'all are so damn funny. I tell you. So yeah, it's been great hanging out and talking some books, and I wish I had a little bit more. He loved his dogs, and he couldn't write his way out of a wet paper bag. Steve, now you know that's not true. And on that note, I love you, BookTube. I love you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for another Friday Live. I won't leave you with another week without content. I got some awesome ideas. Catch you on the next one. Bye bye.